means winding. It means crooked. But it also means a place of pressure or a place of weight. I'm here to tell you, when you feel pressure or weight, when you feel like your life is in a whole bunch of transition, some turns, some lefts, and some right, and you don't know what's clear, I'm here to tell you, all you got to do is worship Him. Because you know what happens when you worship? He'll make a highway out of that wilderness. Hallelujah.
My God.
He'll give you comfort for your season.
Hallelujah.
Come on, I'm going somewhere.
Glory.
And I'm taking you with me.
Right.
David asked for the icon, the image of God. You know what was at the breastplate of the ephod that the priest wore? It's called the Urim and the Thummim. You know what translates? The yes and the no's of God. You know where they rested? On the heart of the priest. So when David began to ask, shall I pursue? He reached into the heart of God. The image of God, the worship, the ephod that he had. And the Lord said, yes. Put it back in, shook it up. And he said, shall I overtake? Reached back in, pulled it out. Yes. Put it back in. He said, am I going to fail? And the Lord, on the third time, said, no. Don't take no as a bad answer. Just know that when you ask the right questions, sometimes no means yes. David asked the question, God, am I going to fail? And he reached in and he didn't pull out another yes. He pulled out the no. But that no was as good as gold because it was a money-back guarantee. It was a promise that God was for him. And if God be before you, who or what can stand against you? David had an understanding. Yes. That everything was shifting.
Amen.
When did it happen? When did the shift take place? When something bad happened.
My God.
When did the shift take place? In the midst of calamity, in the midst of darkness, in the midst of the hardest season David had ever seen at that moment in time. When that trial hit him, he was overwhelmed. The Bible said they cried until they could not cry no more. So they didn't weep 2-3 minutes. They wept a long time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let me ask you a question. If you lost a son or a daughter that you loved, how long would you cry? So I know that most people think that David cried for an hour. And then he cried out for this. Let me tell you something. This summer, I was in Taiwan. Over the beginning of the summer, end of May to the third week of June. And in that season, I got a phone call that made my heart sing. I got a call from my brother, who I co-labor with in the city of Merced. And he's crying desperately on the phone. He says, Rob! Rob! I need you. I'm 7,000 miles plus away, across oceans. I said, I'm there for you. What do you need? He said, I need you to pray. We just found out that Reuben is sick. And it don't look good. From the day that he told me, from that very moment, we carried Reuben in our heart and in our prayers. And the natural reality is we're praying, God, extend his years. Let him live on the earth. Give him a miracle. But we fail to realize that Reuben's life For 26 years, which means salvation, the number 26 means salvation. For 26 years, he had been a miracle because he should have never lived past the first day or the first few hours of his life. But he defied it for 26 years. From the day we heard to the day he passed and ascended and graduated into the heavens, we stood, contested, and believed for his miracle, knowing that now there is no greater miracle as he resides in the heavens.
Amen.
He passed away in the middle of July. We found out. Let me say that right. He passed away in the middle of August. And we found out in the middle of June he was sick. 2 months. Can I tell you something? There has not been a day that my brother has not cried for the loss of his son. So I'm trying to bring a perspective of how long do you think these men wept till they had no more tears?